Most traders can name about 10 candlestick patterns. These are not those 10. Every pattern in this video is real, documented, and almost never explained properly. Some of them were named in Japan, centuries before anyone drew a chart on a screen, and they never made it into a beginner course. In the next 15 chapters, you get each one the same way. What it looks like, what it actually means, 3 rules before you trust it, and the mistake almost everyone makes with it. So here is what is coming. 15 patterns. You will not know most of them. That is exactly the point. We start with number 1. It is called a long wick, and it is not really a pattern. It is a way of reading one candle. A single candle with a very long wick on one side, printed at a level the market already knows. The wick is most of the candle. Here is what that actually means. The wick is the part of the range that got refused. Somebody moved price all the way up there, and nobody was willing to keep it there by the close. That is a receipt for money the market turned down. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The wick has to be long against the body, at least twice. 2. It has to print at a level, not in empty space. 3. The other side of the candle stays short. And the mistake almost everyone makes, reading every long wick as a signal. A wick in the middle of a range is indecision. A wick at a level is information. So that is the long wick. Price went somewhere and nothing held it there. Number 2 is the same refusal, printed by a single candle that gave back everything it took. It is called a Dragonfly Doji. 1 candle. The open and the close sit together at the high, and a long wick hangs underneath. There is nothing above the body at all. Here is what that actually means. Sellers were handed the whole session and they used it. Price went all the way down there and every bit of that ground was bought back before the close. The low was tested and refused inside 1 session at the end of a long decline. It is a question the sellers could not answer. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The open and the close must sit at the high. 2. The lower wick has to be long, many times any body. 3. It has to arrive after a real decline. And the mistake almost everyone makes, buying the close of the doji itself. A doji is an argument with no winner yet. Wait for the next candle to close above the high. That is the Dragonfly Doji, all of it given back. Number 3 does not need 1 candle to make its point. It needs 2, and they have to agree on a price. It is called a Tweezer Bottom. 2 sessions in a row, and both of them find the same low. The first is a down candle. The second turns up from that identical floor. Here is what that actually means. 1 low is a price. 2 matching lows are a level. Somebody was waiting there with size, twice, and the second test proved the first was not luck. Sellers pushed into the same wall and it did not move. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The lows must match closely, within a tick or two. 2. It has to arrive after a real decline. 3. The second candle should close up, near its high. And the mistake almost everyone makes, measuring the bodies instead of the lows. This pattern lives entirely in the extremes. The bodies can look like anything. Entry above the high of the second candle. Stop just under the shared low. That is the Tweezer Bottom, the same floor, twice. Number 4 is the same idea turned upside down, and it is the one people wait too long for. It is called a tweezer top. 2 candles side by side, and both of them stop at exactly the same high. The first one is an up candle. The second gives the whole advance back. Here is what that actually means. The first rejection could be an accident. The second one is a decision. Sellers were sitting at that price. They were still there the next session, and buyers ran out of appetite before the level moved. A ceiling that holds twice is not a coincidence. It is supply. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The highs must match, not merely come close. 2. It only counts after a real advance. 3. The second candle should close down, near its low. And the mistake almost everyone makes, waiting for a big second body. The body is not the signal here. The matching high is the signal. Entry below the low of the second candle. Stop above the shared high.
That is the tweezer top. Refused twice at the same price. Number 5 is the rarest reversal on this list, and almost everything called by that name is not one.
It is called an abandoned baby. 3 candles. First, a down candle in a falling market, then a doji that gaps below it and touches nothing, then an up candle that gaps back above the doji. Here is what that actually means. The middle session traded in its own pocket of price, away from everything around it. It opened and closed at the same level, so the panic found no seller and no buyer. Then the market reopened above it and never went back. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The doji must gap clear on both sides, wicks included. 2. It has to follow a real decline. 3. The third candle must close well inside the first body. And the mistake almost everyone makes, calling it an abandoned baby when the wicks overlap. Overlapping wicks mean there was no gap. No gap, no abandonment.
That is the abandoned baby, left alone on both sides. Number 6 is what happens when the market opens somewhere nobody can reach and never offers you the old price again.
It is called a bullish kicker. 2 candles. First, a down candle, sellers still setting the price. Then an up candle that opens with a gap above the open of that down candle and runs higher without ever trading back. Here is what that actually means. Something happened between the sessions. The market did not walk up to the new price. It started there. Every short from the day before is offside at the opening bell, and the pullback they are waiting for never arrives. Nobody positioned wrong gets a good exit. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. It must open above the open of the down candle, not merely above its close. 2. There is no gap fill, so the low sits at or near the open. 3. It appears after a decline, where the trap side is crowded. And the mistake almost everyone makes, waiting for a retest before entering. A kicker that retests was never a kicker.
That is the bullish kicker. No exit at yesterday's price. Number 7 is the same move downwards, and it is the reason a stop order is not a guarantee.
It is called a bearish kicker. 2 candles, and the second one starts somewhere else. An up candle, the advance still working, then a down candle that opens below the open of the up one and never trades back up into that space. Here is what that actually means. The position you were holding was repriced while you slept. There was no exit at the level you planned on because that level never traded again. Your stop was not hit. It was skipped. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. It opens below the open of the up candle, not below its close. 2. The high sits at or near the open, so the gap stays open. 3. It follows a real advance, where the holders are many. And the mistake almost everyone makes, sizing the position as if the stop will work. A gap does not read your orders. Size for the distance you can be moved, not the one you chose.
That is the bearish kicker, the stop that got skipped. Number 8 is the opposite kind of candle. Nothing dramatic happens at all, and that is the signal.
It is called rising 3 methods. 5 candles. First, a long up candle. Then 3 small down candles. They drift back. They stay inside its range. Then a 5th candle that closes above the first high. Here is what that actually means. Those 3 small candles look like selling, but nothing was given up. The high was never taken out. The low was never broken. and the pullback happened on smaller ranges than the move it followed. That is profit-taking, not distribution. The fifth candle settles it. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The 3 middle candles must stay inside the first candle's range. 2. They should be visibly smaller than the first. 3. The last candle has to close above the first high. And the mistake almost everyone makes, shorting the pause. 3 down candles in a row feel like a turn. Inside the range, they are a rest. A pause is not a reversal.
That is the rising 3 methods. A pause is not a reversal. Number 9 is the same pause inside a fall, and buying it is one of the most expensive habits in trading.
It is called falling 3 methods. 5 candles. A long down candle sets the range, then a small up candle inside it, then a second, then a third, none of them clearing the first high. Then a long down candle closes below the first low. Here is what that actually means. The 3 small candles are not buying. They are the absence of selling. Nobody who is short has any reason to cover, so the drift stays inside the box and the sellers come back when it is finished. A trend that pauses without being challenged is a trend that goes on. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. All 3 small candles stay inside the first range. 2. None of them closes above the first open. 3. The 5th candle must close below the first low. And the mistake almost everyone makes, buying the 3 small candles as a bottom. 3 quiet candles are a pause, not a turn.
That is the falling 3 methods. A pause that changes nothing. Number 10 looks like the strongest reversal on the chart, and it is a continuation. It is called a 3-line strike, and it looks like a reversal. In an uptrend that is already running, 3 candles close higher, one after another. The second takes out the first. The third takes out the second. Then a 4th candle opens above them all, and closes below the open of the first. Here's what that actually means. That 4th candle is not new selling. It is 3 candles of profit taken in one go. The buyers who were late finally get their price, and the trend picks up again within a few candles. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. All 3 candles must close higher than the one before. 2. The 4th opens above the 3rd and closes below the 1st. 3. The strike candle carries the volume. And the mistake almost everyone makes, shorting the strike candle. It is the loudest candle on the chart and the wrong one to trade. That is the 3-line strike. 1 candle undoes 3. Number 11 does the opposite. Nothing gets undone, and the quiet is the whole point. It is called a mat hold, and it takes 5 candles. In an uptrend, a long candle closes near its high. The next one opens above it and gives a little back. Then a second small candle drifts lower, and a third does the same on an even smaller range. Then a 5th candle takes out the high. None of the quiet candles close below the middle of the long one. Here's what that actually means. The pause is orderly. Nobody is getting out in a hurry. The buyers are not chasing, they are waiting. And when the waiting ends, the trend simply carries on. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The quiet candles stay above the middle of the long one. 2. Each quiet candle has a smaller range than the last. 3. The 5th closes above the high of the first. And the mistake almost everyone makes, counting any 3 small candles as a mat hold. Without the gap at the start, it is a different pattern. That is the mat hold, a pause with no panic. Number 12 is about the space between 2 candles and whether anyone is willing to close it. It is called an upside Tasuki Gap, and it is 3 candles. In an uptrend that has been running, 1 candle closes higher, then the next opens above its high and leaves a gap. The 3rd candle falls back into that gap, but it does not close it. Here's what that actually means. The gap is a stretch of price where nobody traded. The pullback asks whether anyone wants to sell it back, and the sellers run out before the gap is filled. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The gap has to be real, wicks included. 2. The third candle stays inside the gap. 3. The 2 rising candles are about the same size. And the mistake almost everyone makes, buying the moment the gap appears. The pattern is not finished until the third candle closes. That is the upside Tasuki Gap, a gap that stays open. Number 13 needs no gap at all. It is one candle, and what is missing from it is the signal. It is called a bullish belt hold, and it is one candle. After a run of falling candles, price opens at the low of the session and leaves it behind. There is no wick underneath it at all. Here's what that actually means. The open was the worst price of the whole session. Everyone who sold into that open is already wrong, and every buyer from the first minute is already right. The candle is a record of one side never getting a turn. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The open and the low have to be the same price. 2. The body has to be long against the recent candles. 3. It has to arrive after a real decline. And the mistake almost everyone makes, calling any long body a belt hold. Without the missing wick, it is just a big candle. That is the bullish belt hold, no wick underneath. Number 14 is a whole session spent walking back to where the day before ended. It is called a counterattack line, and it is 2 candles. In a downtrend that has been running, one candle closes lower, near its own low. The next opens far below it and closes at the same price. 2 closes level with each other. Here is what that actually means. The gap down was the last of the selling. Buyers spent the whole session walking price back up, and they finished exactly where the day before ended. Nothing was given away, and that is the message. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The second candle has to open well below the first. 2. The 2 closes have to be level or very close. 3. It needs a real decline in front of it. And the mistake almost everyone makes, confusing it with a piercing line. A piercing line takes back half the body. This one levels the close. That is the counterattack line. 2 closes level with each other. Number 15 is the last one, and it is the only pattern on this list that is designed to fool you. It is called a Hikkake, and it is a trap by design. In a range that has gone quiet, one wide candle sets the boundaries. The next candle sits entirely inside it. Then a third breaks the low of the inside candle, and price climbs straight back where it came from. Here's what that actually means. Everyone who sold that break is now short a market that did not fall. Their stops sit above the inside candle, and reaching those stops is what moves price next. 3 rules before you trust it. 1. The inside candle has to be fully inside, wicks included. 2. The false break resolves within 3 candles. 3. The return has to clear the other side of the inside candle. And the mistake almost everyone makes, trading the break itself. The break is the bait. The pattern is what happens after it. So that is the 15 patterns that almost nobody explains, and now you can name every one of them. Every one of them asked you the same 3 questions. Where did it happen? What came before it? And did the next candle agree? And if you remember nothing else from this video, remember that rare is not the same as useful. A pattern you see twice a year cannot carry an account. So start with 1. Take the Hikkake, open a chart, and count how often a breakout fails inside the next 3 candles. That is the work. 1 pattern a day, 60 seconds each on the channel.